Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Different Stages Radio. I'm your host, JJ, and I'm pretty excited to bring to you for the first time on Different Stages Radio, all the way from Kelowna, British Columbia, Pharm, featuring
Wow.
Lucas Segall, front person, bass player extraordinaire. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well here. Got my can of coffee. It's a nice Wednesday afternoon.
Mhm. In the interior,
That's right. Yeah, yeah. We're halfway to the weekend.
you feeling some winter vibes in those parts?
Oh, it's coming. I just moved up into the farm kind of community, and you can see it coming down the hills.
Because from here with the glare in the back window, one could say that you already got snow up to your roof, because that's what it kind of looks.
Yeah,
Hey?
yeah, I just moved like a shitty log cabin. There's my heat source, just fire. So I'm out chopping logs all day, keeps my bass playing arms warmed up.
That's awesome. So you got a new EP coming out on December 1st, letting the listeners know that we're recording this on November 29th. We'll air the video portion as soon as we can on the Different Stages Radio YouTube page, but we'll also include the audio portion of this interview in next week's show, which I think is cool, along with the new track, which is, of course, Infinite Stairway of Madness. How's that going for you so far?
It's been good reception, and we've been sending it out just to as many places as possible, just kind of a DIY promo thing. So hopefully that works out in our favor. Good reception though. We're excited for the rest of the album to come out. It's been leaked a few times. I won't say where, but
Oh, no.
mostly overseas and in places that don't speak English or probably haven't really heard too much about Pharm. So yeah, I don't think we're suffering any major blows there.
So the Tower EP is what it's called, comes out December 1st. Was this self-produced or did you go into a studio with the proper engineer, or how'd you do it?
We went up to Kamloops. A buddy of ours opened a studio. It's called Holy Cow Studio. So he's from a band from Kamloops. They're called Mother Son, and it's you wouldn't really expect. You wouldn't. We play with them all the time, but it's they're kind of like indie and really dreamy and super chill. But we thought they'd take like a nice approach to our album and kind of more of like a garage sound.
Okay.
Really happy with what he did and the way it turned out.
So it's been a year since the Vortex, so you felt this urge to get something out quickly and keep the ride going, or?
You gotta, yeah, yeah. You can't sit back. So most of these songs we kind of wrote throughout like the COVID pandemic, and there's only three, right? We had this like one song per year. We were so slow, but now that this is recorded, we're totally starting from scratch, and we're already writing like a few new songs. So back on that quick writing train. Hopefully, have something out next year.
And hopefully a full length,
Yeah, yeah. I think
the EP fill, because that's the thing, is that just on a side note, I know the EP thing has really become this thing. And as old school guy, I remember the EP thing was sort of this little treat that you'd sometimes get between albums, not really designed as an album, which seems
yeah,
to be becoming more and more the case. So
yeah.
do you think
That's
there's more future plans to do just more EPs, or are you more about the full album?
that's just what we're working on. I mean, it's been about 2 months. We have two songs already, so that's a pretty good rate for us instead
Yeah.
of 1 year for a song, 1 month for a song. So I think we're just gonna keep on riding that wave and see how much we get done. And at very least, it'll be a longer EP than this one, but yeah, chances are probably pretty good. It'll be an LP.
Very good. And seeing that you did like 60 shows, was it this year or within the last year? How did that average work out? Was it?
Yeah, that was this year. I mean, a big boost to that was our tour this summer because we did 34 shows there. So that was
Yeah,
big.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time. Good time. Didn't get any grant money. We applied for a bunch of grants. It's like
Oh,
one of the one of the biggest tours like anyone's done in a long time of Canada, and then they all came back like sorry. It's like God, I mean, we're swearing a terrible vengeance on all these grant people.
through Creative BC or through? for
Pretty
Factor?
much
Or
all of them. I won't single any
yeah,
particular one out. We applied for lots and didn't get a dime. It's like vengeance. We'll get them.
but just fight and persevere and get that happening.
Yeah, that's it. Just be the underdogs. I mean, we don't get a lot of recognition from many people, but it's like we'll do it ourselves. It's kind of the mentality.
And that's how what you have to do sometimes in order to get it done. You just got
Yeah,
to take the reins and do it yourself.
that's it. That's it.
Waiting for other people suck.
Yeah, you got it.
So I was seeing that you played a Kelowna show in September with Red Fang. How?
Well, we were supposed to.
Oh, it didn't happen.
It got canceled.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Oh
Uh,
crap! That would have
yeah.
been a good show for you.
Oh, yeah. We were so excited for that. It was a big bummer, but fingers crossed they reschedule it because
Okay.
yeah, we were supposed to do a couple with them. They were going to be in Vancouver playing with Blood Rhine, a few other bands too, but then they were going to come through Kamloops. We were going to join that, and then Kelowna. We were going to play with them, and then there was they were the headliner of the massive festival in Nelson, which we were also playing at. So I was really looking forward. A little 3 date run with those guys, get to know them. But
Open doors, get
yeah,
opportunities.
yeah, totally, totally. So yeah, unfortunately they had like a family emergency came up, so the whole thing got toured. But
Hmm.
we're hoping they reschedule because that would be a good one for sure.
Excellent. So that maybe can give people a taste. And people who don't know who Pharm are checking out this interview for the first time, what can you tell people about Pharm that know absolutely nothing?
Pharm. Well, we play aggressive, progressive, hyper stoner metal. It's kind of like Sabbath meets Rush meets Primus. Yeah, I love that.
How old
Uh,
are you?
oh, I
Carry on though. Sorry, you said
well,
Rush. I had to butt in.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, we've been going for about 4 years. We're just we don't like to take things too seriously. I mean, we're just some silly little bastards, but just basically try to cram in as many notes as possible into a song or as many riffs.
Well, that's the thing. When I was a judge there at the Whacking Battle this past was it March? Was it? I think was it March?
Yeah,
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect, and that's the thing when I'm doing these judging things. I like to dive in with knowing as little as possible, so I can give everything a complete fair shake. And again, I was so impressed by the humor and the carefree atmosphere of your band, three-piece band. But also, when it comes down to it, you guys are really great players and write really cool songs. And even though, yeah, people who are listening to this interview and you described yourselves as sort of a stoner band, I could see people in that vein showing interest, or people of that like that style gravitating to you. But I feel that you're much more than that. That you're riding, yeah, like you said, that progressive side too. That you're kind of bouncing around, yet it's not so out there that it's not listenable. There's still tons of melody and tons of groove, and that's what I dug about it. Is that it just was honest.
yeah, I appreciate that. And
Mhm.
that's totally it. I mean, a lot, yeah, like you said, unlistenable. Like we're trying to kind of make like fun prog, sort of, I guess, but keep it heavy and like we posted there's like the YouTube channel Mr. Doom, so we gave them our single, and then everybody's going there expecting kind of like the same sort of, like a lot of stoner metal can get pretty samey, so I mean a lot of people,
Exactly.
oh, that's different, and yeah, just kind of surprises them, shakes it up a little.
Cool. So with that whacking battle experience, though, you won. How was just that procedure? Was it just really awkward, or would you learn much from it?
Definitely learning a lot, and it is different going in like with a competitive kind of mindset. Normally you go to play a show and everybody's your friend, and you want to help everybody out, and actually like all the bands there were great too. It did have that kind of friend environment and like getting to know people, but at the same time like just having a competition, it's like, oh, you gotta, and it's definitely more pressure than just your regular gig, but super fun. That 30 minutes too, that's tricky, just condensing everything and no time to screw around. We're pretty infamous, like in the middle of our songs, like in typical concert, where it takes like 2 minutes to get to the next one, just
Yeah.
fiddling around, fixing the drums, and so yeah, it was definitely different, a little more pressure, but
But it's good to get that pressure. That way you tighten up, become more professional,
totally.
know your limits, and it's like, okay, this is the opportunity we have. How can we
Hmm.
make the most of it and make the most impact? And I think you guys, yeah, again, did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, and just to get to meet people, like there's more, industry people there and
Mhm.
like-minded, so it was definitely a great experience.
Cool. So again, we got the Tower EP coming out December 1st. Is it digital only? We're going to see some physical product on this?
Probably digital only just because of the length of it.
Okay.
We're gonna probably make T-shirts for it.
Okay. And where can people find those?
We'll put them on Bandcamp when they're ready. You can
Okay.
pick them up at a show. That's probably it. You'll find
Any
them in the
shows
Value
happening?
Village. What's that?
Any shows you're working on? You got anything happening before the year's out or?
We're gonna be busy. Yeah. For the end of the year, I think we're taking it easy, but next year we're gonna go pretty hard. We're doing some runs down to the Kootenays, doing a few shows with Space Queen from Vancouver,
Good for you.
going out to Calgary to play Electric Highway Festival, Stoner Metal Fest down there. We're kind of planning a Vancouver Island trip too with a punk band. So
Get out there.
yeah, that's it. That's it. We'll be busy.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time today, and I'm sure we'll do it again because I see great things happening for Pharm. This is Lucas Segall. I'm JJ from Different Stages Radio, and make sure you check out Pharm. The album, well, the album Vortex came out last year. The new EP, The Tower, coming out December 1st. We're going to spin a track on Different Stages Radio on what will be the December 4th edition, third edition. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And thank you, Lucas.
Right on. Thanks,
Yet again.
JJ.
Take care.
You too. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.